Welcome everyone to the 2018 Pan American Racquetball Championships. I'm Laura McCormick and I'm joined by Timothy Baghurst. We are watching the men's singles final. David Horn from USA, you see there in the back of the court, and Carlos Keller from Bolivia. Tim, what are your thoughts on what we can expect to see?
You know, I'm still trying to recover from that last match. It was very dramatic. We'll see how this goes. Carlos Keller has been around the international scene for a long time. He was a third-place finisher in the World Championships in 2014. He also appeared in the 2015 Pan Am Championships, doing extremely well there, going out in the semifinals. Always there or thereabouts. We don't see him too much because he's based in Bolivia, so he doesn't appear very much on the professional tour. But he took out the Mexican Montoya yesterday in a tiebreaker win. In the back is David Bobby Horn. Well, a little lucky, and Horn, a little acknowledgement of that. Horn defeated Paria from Mexico yesterday in 2 straight games. It was a terrific serve from Horn. Keller plunging to the left to keep it alive. Horn had the opportunity but skipped it. Keller, a different style of player to what we traditionally see. Not a power player particularly.
Nice serve.
But he slid one down the right side for a point and an ace. He's very fast on his feet, gets back a lot of balls, and has very soft hands. Little fist pump.
Yeah, sorry, Tim. 2 points from Keller to open up game 1.
That's what he needed. He's probably a little more nervous, having not been in these situations that much on the international scene. He's been thereabouts. He gets to the quarterfinals. To my knowledge, this is his first final, so it's a big moment for him in Bolivia.
I believe this is also David Horn's first final. He's been a member of Team USA for some time. Last year, he made it to the finals with his teammate Jake Brennenbeck in doubles. So this is his first singles final. 0-2, USA serves. Carlos Keller from Bolivia lives in Santa Cruz, and his brother, who he trains with, was also here playing doubles for Bolivia.
And we'll see them in the final later today as they take on the Mexican pair of Beltran and Montoya. Clean hitting from the American, earns a side out. Terrific retrieval from Keller. Again, diving to his right just to keep the ball alive. You can see Horn, he's not happy with himself. He had the open court.
It'll be a second serve for Keller. Skip for Keller, side out for David Horn. 0 serves 3.
And another error from Keller. He needs to cut out those mistakes. I think if Keller plays clean, he has a very good chance in this match. Almost from Horn. Flick of the wrist, tried to get it to the front court. So a fairly even start to this match. Both players feeling each other out. And again, Horn pulling up on that, puts it into the floor. A point for Bolivia. Great rally from both players. Such quick hands, both of them. Ultimately, it's the American. You can hear, come on, he says. 2 serving 4. Thanks to all of you who've joined us. Please do share our feed. We much appreciate it. Another skip from Keller. That's his 3rd. He needs to play clean. I like this, taking a little time to compose himself. Players are entitled 10 seconds. Side out, just to clarify, the score is 3-3, all tied.
Carlos Keller from Bolivia will serve.
Taking the rest of the way.
A lot of ceiling balls there. Still 3-3.
Cagey start to this first game. Smart shot from Keller. He saw Bobby Horn on the right, hit the pinch so that it went left. Horn diving to the left, unable to retrieve. 4 serving 3. Wow, terrific hands from the American behind the back. Something he does a lot, and it's not an accident.
Right. He does practice that. You can see that on his Facebook page. He posts a lot of videos. Looks short. Short serve.
You can see a little fist pump from Horn.
Very even start to our final right now. It's tied 4-4 in game 1.
Wow, great shot from the American. Look at Keller. He says, yeah, that was too good. And sometimes as a player you have to say that. You just say too good rather than beating yourself up when somebody makes some incredible shot like that. But a crisp return from Carlos Keller, punching it into the right side.
4 serving 5. There'll be a second serve for Keller. Side out.
That return of serve was loose from Keller, punished by Horn. Keller took the early lead in this match, but Horn is starting to gain momentum. Always interesting seeing two players who've never played each other before, trying to feel each other out, look for weaknesses. This will be a second serve.
Five serve 6. Bobby Horn, originally from Stockton, California, now resides in the San Francisco Bay Area in California. Lives and trains out there. He basically eats, sleeps, and trains for racquetball all day long.
Great rally. Keller tries to go through his legs. He is able to hit the front wall. Timeout for Bolivia. Probably a good timeout. Keller took again the early lead. Horn has really settled down. Keller has been playing on the international scene for many years, but again, as Laura said, Horn is the one training on a regular basis, playing on the professional tour, and you wonder whether that experience of playing at this high level on a kind of a week-to-week basis gives him an advantage, and you can see he's enjoying himself out there with his behind-the-back pinches. Each player gets a minute during the timeout. Horn elects to stay on the court. He has the momentum, so sometimes players do that. They don't want to come off the court and lose the flow that they have. So let's see if the timeout worked in favor of the Bolivian. 8 serving 5. It didn't, and you can see Keller frustrated with himself. 9 serving 5.
Point for Horn, 10-5.
Better from Keller. Some applause for the many Bolivians who are here. We have junior divisions and senior divisions full of Bolivians who've traveled south to compete here in the Pan Am Championships.
Be a second serve for Keller.
Great shot. Horn on the right side, pinch winner. Playing very confidently right now, seems very relaxed, in complete control, 10-5.
Nice full crowd in Temuco, Chile for our 31st Pan American Racquetball Championships.
Second serve, a little short. Skip from Horn on the right. He thought it was 2 bounces on the left. Looked like Keller got it. You can see Horn just confirming with his coaching staff. Our official for this match, Alejandro Morales from Mexico. A couple points earlier, he gave Horn a warning. You heard Horn hit the glass with his racket. So that was just a warning. It's not acceptable to demonstrate that kind of behavior. So if he does something like that again, he could be awarded a technical, which is a -1. You saw, of course, Horn immediately apologize, so I don't expect we'll see it again. Terrific back and forth. Horn wanted to go down the left. You could see it, but he kept coming back to the middle. Keller wins that rally.
Talking about that technical, just to go back to that, they did see that in the semifinal between Horn and Parilla. Parilla hitting that wall and got himself a technical. Point for Keller, 7-10.
3-shot rally. Horn is always fun to watch because he does wear his emotion on his sleeve, so to speak. He's always talking, and you can tell how he feels on the court.
Smooth backhand from Horn for the side out. 10-7.
Crisp from Horn down the left side. Keller, a little frustrated, flung himself at the ball, not able to retrieve it. Wow, terrific flexibility from Keller to get out of the way of that ball down the middle, and then he put it away with a pinch winner. 7-11. Great serve. The return came back to the service box. Keller goes down the line. High percentage shot, wins the point. See if he can get that serve in again. Not that time.
8-11, second serve.
Low percentage. Keller above his shoulder went for it. Too much into the floor. Automatic side out. Loss of rally. I don't know what that move was. The wave.
Wow, from the knees. They're jumping to get out of the way.
These players both have incredibly fast reflexes and hands. Tremendous athleticism.
Timeout on the court, taking a look back at that incredible point from Horn. Look at the way he moves out there.
Really great example of how athletic all these players are at the Pan Am Championships. We started with round robin. Those round robin matches determine the seedings going into the single elimination. These two defeated two Mexicans yesterday in the semifinals to advance to the final. Neither of these players have won a gold medal at the Pan Am Championships or at any senior international event. So this is a great moment for both of them.
You see Horn there in the front of the court. That's something that he's opted to do for at least the last year. He kind of puts his hand on his chest. You'll see him doing it in the back of the court too. It's like he's slowing down his breathing. He's trying to regain control of himself.
I like it. Breathing is one of the few things you can control on a court. That and your serve.
Yes. I think everyone is grateful for the two-serve rule on the IRF.
Little nod of the head from Keller.
Wow. Ace serve from Carlos Keller puts him at 9-12. Looks like there's all right. Horn thought about appealing it. He looked off to his teammates and coaching staff there. You can see the sea of blue to the left of the screen.
Skip that time from Horn. 9 serving 12. Very close first game. Wow. Hands from Keller. Horn acknowledges them. It's good to see, Laura, these two respecting the skill of each other. It's a very tight match. There's a lot on the line, and yet they recognize the skill on display. He got there. What a lunge.
Brings us to 11-12 in game one.
The Bolivians here enjoyed that.
For those of you watching at home, make sure you share this broadcast. Let everyone know you're watching the finals. The Pan American Racquetball Championship in Temuco, Chile.
Wow, a very difficult shot to execute. 12 serving 12, and you can see Horn putting his hand on his chest, slowing things down. I like this, just trying to change the momentum a little bit. Keller has been hitting some good first serves. See if he stays on the left. Well, I think this was A point given. No,
No,
second
second
serve.
serve.
That was close.
It's tied up 12-12 in game one.
But that time a mistake from Keller. A little nod to his coaches on the left side of the screen. This time it's the American who skips it.
Point for Keller puts him in the lead, 13-12.
And Keller a little lucky there. Horn was all over that ball, but put it into the floor. Maybe did a little too much or tried to do a little too much. Just a reminder, we had a match this morning. Women's singles, Mexico, USA. USA won 11-7 in the tiebreaker. After this, we'll have women's doubles, Mexico against Guatemala. And then we round out the day with our men's doubles final between Bolivia and Mexico. They played each other earlier in the round-robin format. Mexico won in a tiebreaker, so expect another close match later this afternoon.
Yeah, and Carlos Keller's brother, Roland Keller, is playing with Conrado Moscoso from Bolivia. So another representation of Bolivia in the finals. You can see David Horn and Ronda Racich there on the sidelines. The gold medalist Ronda Racich giving some advice to David Horn in his own final, coaching him to gold.
It's been a great first game, back and forth, back and forth. 13-12, 2 points away from game number one, Keller. Side out was what Horn needed. Keller went for the crack serve. You saw it came up to the middle. Horn put it down the right side. But another skip from Horn. Applause from the Bolivians here as they cheer Keller, getting game point number one, 14-12.
Love this tension, love this drama. A great final so far. Looks like Jinx. Looks like David Horn is going to use his second timeout of the game. Each player is allowed 2 timeouts. He's going to try to break that momentum of Keller. Keller firing off those 2 quick points. You can see him there with Team USA, coached by head coach David Ellis, who has his back to the camera right now. Horn's teammate in the white off to the right is Thomas Carter. They were playing doubles this week. And the women's team there, Ronda Racich, who just won gold, and her partner, Janelle Tissinger. And, of course, Brent. I'm not sure of his last name, but he's one of the trainers. Brent Huff, thank you, the trainer for USA.
Thanks to our all-Mexico officiating crew. Alejandro Morales is our head official. Jaime Martel, Ivan Valdez supporting him for the appeals.
Are they calling a short serve now? They're going to replay that, okay. Little chatter there from Horn, yeah.
Yeah,
ahead,
he was asking, I believe, for an avoidable, and he wants to make sure that the line judges know the rules. Well, we spend a lot of time all week discussing these rules. They're very complicated. You know, there's a lot of discussion about avoidable hinders and replays, etc. And in fact, the officials meet during the week to discuss some of the issues that have come up during the week to try and make sure that everybody stays on track and we're all being consistent as officials. One of the things that players can do is they can ask that the head official contacts the tournament desk for a rule clarification. Sometimes that happens. We've had one, for example, that has occurred this week, that a serve is initiated when a player drops the ball. As soon as the ball is dropped, you start the serve. In this situation, when you're dropping the ball, the serve starts. What happens if you catch it? Maybe you look back and see your receiver isn't ready. Is it a second serve or is it an out? And so that's been one of the controversial things that we've been discussing this week. You can see that our head official, Alejandro Morales, is having the discussion with the tournament director, Gary Mazeroff. Gary has been overseeing the rules this week. Interesting break to this game.
Yeah, I was going to say, this is really tough, too, because it happens at 14-12 for Keller. So I'd be really interested to see when we come back how he keeps his focus. This is easily over 2 minutes, right, worth of controversy over this call, whether it was an avoidable or not, going through the rules. We have Coach Dave Ellis there involved, too.
Looks like we're good to go. A smile from Valdez.
The line judge on the right. Morales, our head official there in the center, telling Horn to get back out there on the court. Let's get this match back in action. Game point for Carlos Keller, 14-12.
Plenty of drama here today. Went for the crack again, very close. Second serve. So here's a situation where Keller wants an avoidable hinder. So in this situation, there was an appeal. Keller appealed for an avoidable hinder. Why not? You have one. You never know. Almost Keller. He's so fast to get down on the floor. It's incredible. You can see why he wears those knee pads.
Yeah, he left that ball up high, though, and kind of set up Horn, who's now in the service box, 12-14. Wow. Got there. Another side out for Keller, puts him at his second game point. Fourteen serves 12. And he wins it on an ace. What a way to finish out game one. Keller wins 15-12 over David Horn. It's only game one, though. As we know, anything can happen with this 2-minute break in between games. We'll be back with game two to see what USA answers back. Welcome back, everyone. It's the 2018 Pan American Racquetball Championships finals of the men's division right now. It's David Horn serving for USA. Carlos Keller, who won game one, 15-12. I'm Laura McCormick, joined by Tim Backhurst.
So let's see what Horn does in this situation. This is the first game he's lost this week. Starts with an unreturned serve. Keller, of course, won in a tiebreaker yesterday against Rodrigo Montoya, from Mexico. Close, but second serve. So an avoidable hinder is called. Of course, you can see Keller's face full of drama, but I think is the correct call. Point given to the U.S.
Keller, yeah, walking up to that service box.
Well, I'm not sure what happened in that situation. I didn't see anything obvious. 3 appeals, each player have per game.
Guys stuck in the middle of the court there. Looks like they'll replay. Shout out to the Keller family who's watching in Bolivia. Roland, Carlos's father, is watching, and his cousin Maria.
Wow, let's also not forget brother Roland Keller, who's over our backs watching on the screen because there's no room on the court to see.
That's right, and he'll be playing in doubles later today, so I'm sure the Keller family will be tuning in for that match as well in the men's doubles final.
So that was called a good serve. I think it was short. Second serve, our line judges overturned the official. That's why we have appeal systems.
Ties it up 2-2.
It was Horn who struck first. You can see he's...
Oh, sliding into there.
Yeah, just a little unfortunate, slipped.
That would be a point then. It's 3-2. Horn with his racket up in the back. Keller failing to look back. That means it's a fault then for the first serve, and it'll be a second serve. You can see Horn counting it out with his left hand.
Terrific effort from Keller, racing to the backcourt to keep it alive. But Horn kept his concentration and finished the point. So just to explain, if your racket is raised or if you are turned to face the back of the wall, that's a signal that you're not ready to return the serve. Very close serve. Second serve called. Wow. Keller hit that hard. Horn hit it harder down the right side. Point for him, 3-3.
You saw a very close game one. I wouldn't expect anything different in game two, as it's tied up pretty early.
Beautiful from Keller. Went across his body to the left side. Here's a quick replay. That was the point earlier. Look at how quickly Horn attacked that. Difficult to execute.
Be a second serve.
Another appeal. Well, you can tell from the expression from Keller, who didn't get the call he wanted. Beautiful from Horn. Look at how he moved his feet to get around and hit that backhand. Great footwork. Well, Horn doesn't like it. What an unbelievable get from Keller. Flung his body across. It'll be a replay. The reason Horn doesn't like it is he had a clear attacking opportunity and wanted to finish that point. Ace serve that time. A little applause from Keller. Horn takes the lead. He had the lead early at 2-0. It's now 4, serving 3.
Second serve for USA. Three serves 4.
Cagey start to this second game. Might see a lob Z or straight down the line. Straight down the line it is. Crisp hitting from Horn. Keller got the first, not the second. Laura, he really commits his body. It's incredible how much effort he gives to get those balls back. Soft hands, but it's from the service box. High percentage shots from there. Keller needs to get Horn further in the back. He's going to take a timeout. It's 6 serving 3 in favor of USA.
Timeout out there. Let's see if we can get a visual on the players down on the sidelines. But coming up after this, we have the women's doubles final between Mexico and Guatemala. You see David Horn talking to our head official, Alejandro Morales. I think probably apologizing a little bit for the drama that we saw in game 1 over that avoidable call when they had to go get to the head official, Gary Mazeroff.
Well, I have to say, as an official, having officiated for several years for the IRF, it is very, very difficult because you're making such instantaneous decisions. It's so hard. Was it an avoidable? Was it a replay? They turn around and look at you, and you have a split second to make a decision. And in part, that's why we have the appeal system. We bring that in at the quarterfinals on to make sure that if the referee potentially makes a bad call, and it happens, I mean, we all make mistakes, we want to make sure that we get the call right, and 2 out of 3 is generally going to get the right call.
Six serving 3. That'll be a second serve.
When Keller gets his feet set, he can really execute well. Horn has to keep him moving. When Keller is moving, then Keller is playing defense, pushing the ball back. But as soon as Keller gets his feet set, he really hits a clean ball. Again, feet not set that time. Push the ball into the floor. Back and forth we go. Very, very tight match, this one. Unbelievable effort from Keller, but executed perfectly by Horn. Great first serve. Was able to punish his second shot for a winner.
We see it back here on the replay. Back in the match, that's a point for Horn. Takes us to 8-3.
Carlos Keller is working so hard, and you wonder if he's starting to get a little fatigued in this. Horn will appeal this. So the call stands. Horn thought it skipped.
Second serve.
Well, a little gamesmanship going on. Horn needs to settle down. Yeah, officials can award a technical for this kind of behavior. He just needs to focus on his game right now. He's ahead. And a point for him.
Timeout called by Carlos Keller from Bolivia. Probably a good thing. See if he can cool things down on the court. Horn getting a little verbal out there. I'm sure you're picking that up on the microphone that we have down there on the court.
And just a reminder, we have 2 more matches coming up after this. Both of them are actually replays or repeats from earlier in the round robins. We'll see Guatemala and Mexico first in women's doubles. It was Guatemala who defeated Mexico in the round robin to gain the #1 seed, but Mexico have fought their way through the bracket, and they will take on Guatemala once again. Then in men's doubles, we will see Bolivia and Mexico. They played each other in the round robins, and it was Mexico who won in the tiebreaker. So Bolivia fought their way through, and they will have an opportunity to change that scoreline. We hope you stay with us. Full day of action here at the 2018 Pan Am Championships here in Temuco, Chile. Thanks to all of those volunteers and staff who've put on this great tournament. 9 serving 3. Short serve. Skip from Horn. Horn earned a point in that exchange. It's 3 serving 10. Keller struggling in this second game. Reminder, he won the first 15-12. Horn fighting for a tiebreaker.
Second serve for Keller.
Beautiful technique. Still 10-3.
Second serve.
That's really smart that time from the American. You saw how he pushed Keller over by waiting for the ball to come down. The right side was well open. There was a bit of confusion there. Keller thought that our official had called a point. Flick of the wrist on the forehand earns him a side out. I just wonder if he's a little fatigued. He had a long match yesterday, winning over Montoya from Mexico in a tiebreaker. Very close to that crack. Second serve.
For those of you watching at home, make sure you share the broadcast on the IRF Facebook page. Let everyone know you're watching the finals.
It's just clean hitting from Horn right now. Keller looks a little fatigued in the backcourt. I wonder if he's thinking about a tiebreaker. Really turned his body around. Goodness, I can't speak. To hit that pinch winner.
Point for Bolivia.
And a little momentum. We've seen these changes happen. He needs to focus, just like Paola did in her tiebreaker. She was down 10-1 and made it to 10-7.
Guys are battling for gold in our finals. Pan American Racquetball Championships in Temuco, Chile. USA already took gold in the women's single with Ronda Racich.
Horn got what he wanted from the serve. You saw where he took his shot, but he just went for a little too much when it skipped ball. Hit the floor before the front wall. Side out. Wow, that was tough from Keller. Applause from the fans around us. One of the nuances, the unique things on these courts, they're not finished on the floor, so that when the sweat falls, it generally just evaporates or goes into the wood, and you can see we don't need the towel breaks, which is nice.
Horn leads 12-5 in game 2 after losing game 1 15-12. He's looking to take this to a tiebreaker.
Almost hit Keller when he went for that pinch. Didn't. Put the ball down. Another point. Really attacking the ball, forcing Keller to play defense. Keller seems a little tired from all that effort earlier in game 1.
that's a second serve. Nope, that was a point. So game 2 goes to David Horn, 15-5, which means we're going to another tiebreaker at the Pan American Racquetball Championship. We'll be back in just a few moments with more of our finals.
Welcome back, everybody, to the 2018 Pan Am Championships. My name's Tim Baghurst, joined by Laura McCormick. We are about to start a tiebreaker, the second one of the day. This one between Bobby Horn of the United States and Carlos Keller of Bolivia. Well, now's your opportunity to make your predictions in the chat box. Keller took the first 15-12. Horn was leading, and Keller pulled back and eventually closed it and won the first. But then Horn raced away in the second and won it 15-5.
Second serve for Horn. What a get. Oh.
Wow. Just what Keller needed.
No points, 0-0.
Wow. A different Carlos Keller takes the first point, 1-0. You can see in the back, there is literally no room whatsoever. Another crisp backhand from the Bolivian. 2 serving 0. Using the gearbox black ball. We should mention it's a little different from the one we've used previously. It's a little bit slower.
Yeah, it brings a new element to an event like this. This is the first time that these players have been using it at an IRF event.
Good shot, left side for Horn.
Oh, wow.
Well,
loving that.
I hope you can hear it.
If Keller pulls off the win, there's only one other time that a Bolivian has won at the Pan American Racquetball Championships. Technically, it was last century.
This will be a replay. So Keller thought that was an ace. Second serve called. There's been an appeal. Second serve. And an error from Keller on the right side on his backhand.
So in 2012, we did see Bolivia take home gold in Temuco, Chile. In the men's doubles competition, it was Roland Keller and his teammate Ricardo Monroy, who is also the gold medalist I was speaking of earlier, who won in this division and the only Bolivian to win in men's singles. Well, they're going to replay that one.
Well, Horn doesn't like it, but you got the best angle. It looked like Keller, we've seen how many incredible gets he's had in this match. He would have definitely got that one back, so a replay, the correct call. Keller flings himself at the ball. Doesn't get there. Monroy is the current head coach for the Dominican Republic. Hope to see them at the World Championships in Cali, Colombia in August. Eso, he shouts.
Pumped up, Keller is. He won game one, 15-12. He's looking to take it away in the breaker.
Keller diving to the left. He left that pinch up. Horn put it away. Still 0 serving 2. So, point for Horn, 1 serving 2. It's been a long start to this tiebreaker. What a rally. Both players giving everything in this tiebreaker. Do hope you enjoy this action. It's tremendous athleticism from both players. A little bit of an apology for Keller.
Wow, ace serve from Carlos Keller.
He needs these free points because he's been working the harder in these rallies for the most part. Such a close match. So you can see Horn squeezing the ball. That's the only way to determine if a ball is broken. If a ball is hit, the previous rally stands. Plenty of emotion on the court, as you can hear. Some instructions being given by Dave Ellis.
Who's coaching Carlos? Nobody. Nadine and you. You're doing great.
So Horn wants a skip, Keller wants a rollout.
From the Dominican.
So it is, in fact, in favor of Keller. Three serves, one.
Keller is being coached by his teammates, Karim Carrasco and his brother Roland Keller. Horn appreciates the shot from Keller. It's a point for him. 4 serving 1, first to 11, win by 1. Terrific technique from Keller. Look how he waited. Looks like the U.S. will take a timeout. Probably a wise one, too. Bolivia lead, 5 serving 1 in this tiebreaker.
You know, Tim, I think it's just a string on Horn's racket. I don't think it's an actual timeout. No, maybe. Hard to tell. Yeah, it does look like it is a timeout. Horn there, sitting next to Rhonda Racich. His teammate Thomas Carter giving him some words too, and there's Dave Ellis. What do you think Horn needs to do differently here in the tiebreaker? He's down 4 points.
It's a great question, and one I struggle to answer because I'm not there and I don't know what Horn is telling me and how he feels based on the situation. What we have seen, though, in the tiebreaker is Keller is going for a little bit more. He's taking some chances. He's hit some terrific shots, and you can see just as we entered the court, the scoreboard up on the right side that allows all the fans and audience to know what the score is and who's playing. One of those great things that the IRF does for each court. Keller has made some terrific shot making, terrific shots in this tiebreaker specifically. He was playing far more defense in the second game, and I think this was a very, very wise timeout for Horn. Let's see if it works and he gets the side out. There it is. Horn smiling, looking over to the U.S. contingent. Wow. I think, okay, so here's a situation where somebody is appealing their own short serve. Or maybe not. I think he was perhaps looking at his coaching staff to see if it was short. Side out. Again, Laura, sometimes in coaching, saying nothing is what is needed most.
Right.
We saw that in the tiebreaker with Rhonda Racich and Paola Longoria, where she came out and she just needed time. She didn't need any advice. She didn't need help. She knew what she was doing, and she just needed a moment. That was a rollout. Let's go, says Horn. Keller just hits the wall. A point for USA. Really back and forth match. Tough shot. He's got such a great reach. He's so flexible, takes that lunge and controls it down the right side. So difficult to execute, especially in this kind of environment.
I know. I'm just waiting for them.
Two serving 5. Great serve. Backhand Z serve.
Point for Horn.
Let's see if he sticks with it.
Carlos Keller back in the box looking to take home gold for Bolivia.
Little apology from Keller. It was very close in the middle. Keller was close, but he puts it in the floor. Back and forth. What a long tiebreaker. It's only 3 serving 5. Keller wants a replay. I don't think you'll get it that time. And he'll take his timeout. 1 minute to regroup. Horn had taken his timeout, went on a little run. 5-1 was the score when Horn took his timeout. It's now 4 serving 5.
Yeah, it just shows you how valuable that timeout can be and how strategic you do have to be when taking it. You can see the Bolivian coach there, Moscoso. We're looking for Carlos Keller. Maybe he took an extra walk away. We saw that in the women's match with Paola Longoria. She actually went all the way outside to regroup for a moment. It is very crowded in here at the club as well. There's standing room only for this match. Keller's still leading by 1 point. It's 5-4. And just to clarify a comment I made earlier, if Carlos Keller wins this men's singles gold, he will be the second Bolivian to win a gold medal. The first gold medalist from Bolivia was Ricardo Monroy, who is actually watching. So shout out to Ricardo. He also won in 2012 here in Temuco, Chile, with his doubles partner, Roland Keller. Keller is still playing doubles. He'll be in the final. That'll be our last streaming match today. Roland Keller and Conrado Moscoso will take on Team Mexico, Alvaro Beltran and Rodrigo Montoya.
That will be a terrific match. It was a tiebreaker win in the round robins for Mexico. That is tremendous hands from the American.
Puts it up to 5-5 now.
Another point for Horn. He seems to be sticking with this backhand Z. Seems to be working right now. 6-5. Apology from Keller. Just dies in the backcourt. Got away with one, but he'll take it. He needed a side out. A little smile between the two. That's nice to see in such a tense environment.
Keller now back in the box. 5-6. Side out, Horn now leading by 1 in the breaker.
I can't do it on. I can't see it on my phone.
These two kind of locked right now at 5-6. Keeping it tense in our tiebreaker.
A quick appeal doesn't change anything. So Horn was just checking how many appeals he had remaining. Players get 3 appeals in games and tiebreakers. And you want to keep 1 for the end just in case. It's happened before where a bad call occurs on match point and you need that appeal.
Oh, and a skip. Horn with a little fist pump. He wants to take home gold. This is both Horn and Keller's first time in the finals and their first opportunity for gold medals in singles.
Sticking with the Z serve. But that one Keller hit very well.
Wow.
Consistently hitting that cross court. That one was too good.
6-6 in the tiebreaker. Second serve.
So close. Behind the back. Wow.
It's a nice looking shot too. Unfortunately, that one's short from the wall, but I know Horn does practice those. He's ready for any situation.
Well, was it short? Great patience from Keller. Really waited for that ball to come down. It's easy to get tense in that moment, knowing you have an opportunity. Really executed that very well in such a tense moment.
8-6 now for the Bolivian. Second serve for Keller.
Oh my goodness. You can see Carlos Keller. He's so long, reached out, not only got it back, but did something with it.
9-6, 2 points away from taking home gold for Bolivia. Horn trying to stay calm in the back of the court, using his technique, but also looks like he's talking to some of the crowd.
Wow. Great shot from Horn to finish that rally. Such a very close match. Exactly what we want in a final. Back and forth, tiebreaker. Who's going to win? Claim the title of Pan Am champion.
Carlos Keller. Incredible. Such talent.
The quality of this match has been very, very high. You saw a great shot. 9 serving 6. Oh my goodness, Keller scrambling to stay in the point. Finally got his opportunity, put it in the floor.
He's fast and long. But it's a side out for Horn and an opportunity now to score. Horn's down 6-9 in the tiebreaker.
Horn wants a replay. He has one appeal remaining. He had a discussion with the coaching staff to find out whether he should appeal. He elects not to.
Second serve for Keller.
Terrific hands. We talked at the beginning of this match about the soft hands of Keller, and there's a great example, and it brings up match point, 10 serving 6. USA taking their final timeout. Keller staying in the court. He wants this momentum to keep going. He looked very jaded at the end of game 2, looked really tired. Horn had him running all over the court, but he started brighter in the tiebreaker, executing his shots, and I think the momentum is just continuing through this tiebreaker. Just a reminder, we have 2 more matches coming up today. Women's doubles, Mexico-Guatemala, a repeat of the round robin where Guatemala won in 2 straight. Then Bolivia-Mexico. A rematch of another round robin where Mexico won in a tiebreaker. Incredible power from those 4 players, Beltran, Montoya, and Moscoso and Keller, brother of Carlos Keller. You're watching now, serving for the title. Went for the crack, it was short. Oh my
man.
goodness. On match point, behind the back winner.
What a time to bring that out. Oh,
great defense from Keller to stay in it. Scrambling to the back wall, but it's a point for USA. 7 serving 10.
unbelievable final. Oh, and the energy. I love Carlos Keller's expression there. He is really not very animated when he's off the court, but on the court he can be so fierce.
And he seems to be feeding off the big Bolivian contingent here who've traveled south, competing across multiple divisions. Match point number 2.
Nothing
Still
like
going,
a second serve to keep the tension high.
Still going for that crack.
Oh my gosh, sides him out again.
Groans from the Bolivians.
7-10. Horn serving.
Wow. Ball kicked out to the middle. Confident shot from Keller. Match point number 3. Let's see if he goes for that crack ace again.
Well, he went for it, but we'll get a second serve. Oh, nice get. Oh my gosh, he got it.
Hold on, hold on. Hold
So
on.
Horn, I think, is saying he hit him, right? They had contact there on the court. So we're waiting to see what the referee says. What is the call?
So let's hold up. I think we have our third and final appeal. We talked about having to save one. Horn says he was impeded. He wants a replay. And it's,
oh my gosh,
it's overturned. Horn is asking for an avoidable. It looks like we're going to make sure that the appeal is clarified.
oh my gosh. They're going to replay that.
Well, if you ever need an example of why you keep an appeal for match point, we just had it.
That's right. So there was contact there between the two players, and they're going to replay that.
What an incredible rally. Oh, Keller, Pan Am champion, claims gold for his country, Bolivia. What a match, Laura. What a match. We finish at 11-7, just like our first.
Kills it with the rollout, manages to stay focused after all that drama for the last point. He is now the second Bolivian to take home gold in the men's singles division. We'll get some words from our winner in just a few moments. Just outstanding competition here at the 31st Pan American Racquetball Championships.
Estoy con el campeón de los hombres sencillos, los panamericanos, Carlos Keller de Bolivia. Felicidades. Carlos, ¿a qué atribuyes tu suceso en este evento?
Bueno, primeramente no quiero agradecernos a todos mis amigos, mis entrenadores por haberme apoyado, dedicarle a todo Bolivia este triunfo y bueno, también dar a Bobby, que es un gran jugador, a Rodrigo también, que me lo enfrenté en las finales, fue un partido bastante duro y bueno, también quiero un saludo muy grande para la mamá de Rodrigo Montoya, que hace poco publicó en el Facebook unas felicitaciones, ¿no? Persona. Muchísimas gracias.
¿Qué hiciste diferente para entrenarte para este evento?
Bueno, mucha dedicación, ¿no? También mucho amor, ¿no? Por el deporte, por el racket. La verdad que le puse toda la fuerza y gracias a Dios.
¿Qué sigue ahora para Carlos en el racket internacional? ¿Qué eventos siguen?
Bueno, tenemos los Juegos Sudamericanos, Cochabamba, a continuar, ¿no? Con nuestras acciones para este. Bueno, gracias a todos también por el apoyo, la verdad que me dieron bastante fuerte. Bueno, a seguir adelante.
Bueno, felicidades Carlos Keller, campeón panamericano, hombres sencillos. Ahora por favor quédense para el evento final de dobles de mujeres, Guatemala contra México.